Hello and welcome back to my channel, Men with Mare. All right, you all, I'm going to be doing the highly requested song, Ultraviolence. Also want to ask you all, please like and subscribe if you can, please.
Subscribing really helps me.
Also, oh my gosh, I'm loving it. There's, you can see the reflection right there of what I have in my window. Do you see that? That's a little cardinal. And a cardinal comes, a little red cardinal comes to visit me. I feel like it is a sign from the other side. So thank you. Remember, I am selling t-shirts. If any of you want them, it will help me out tremendously. All right, let's not waste any more time. Let's just get right on into it.
I stood for deadly nightshade, 'cause I was filled with poison, but blessed with beauty and rage. Jim told me that he hit me and it felt like a kiss. Jim brought
No. I know where this is going. I think I do. You know, I don't love that this is giving me Stockholm syndrome vibes, abusive relationship vibes. I will speak some truths that I think I need to just set the ground rules right now before we get through the rest of the song. I am not a fan of abusive relationships, which I hope none of you are either. And I also don't like violence at all in any form to anyone, especially not to women. Saying that he hit me and it felt like a kiss.
Yeah.
This screams out to me like Stockholm syndrome. But let me listen to it before I keep.
and it felt like a kiss. Jim brought me back, reminded me of when we were kids. It's ultraviolence, 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 ultraviolence.
Jim the same person. Jim brought me back. So, oh God, it's that cycle of abuse, of trauma bonding, because I don't think that Jim's the same person unless there's two Jims, which I wish that was the case, that there was someone in her childhood that treated her well and that brought her back to those memories. But no, it sounds like there was violence in her childhood. A lot of times we stay in toxic relationships because they're familiar and there's something that we know. If you've ever had to exist in chaotic environments growing up, you're more prone to date people that provide the same. However, domestic violence can happen to absolutely anyone. Power, control, manipulation. It's I don't know what Stockholm syndrome is. It's where people that were kidnapped end up having an affinity or romantic feelings or just good feelings toward their captors. And really, it's just a coping mechanism that a victim develops in order to be able to survive. So it is a helpful thing when this happens, but then pulling away from it and knowing that that's what's happening is another thing. Okay, so she's saying that she liked his ultraviolence, and ultraviolence is a little different than violence because it really, I mean, when I hear that word, I think that it's something excessive violence, but not just violence in a typical physical form. It comes from demeaning and doing things that are like kind of obscene. Like that's just what I think it is. So it's really demented to me. But when you want to abuse someone, this is a tactic that you can use to keep them under your control. Okay, this is gonna be a doozy.
I can hear the sirens.
she better turn it around for me and give me an understanding of why she's talking about this. I mean, I don't want to say that it's not an important point of view, because I do think that there are people who have been in this stage of their relationship, denial, or being in a domestic violence. I mean, and people stay when they're being abused because of the mental dynamics that are going on. But she's saying, like, right here, she's like, give it all to me. I like it. And I really need her to turn it around for me by the end. And I don't know if she is, but I would appreciate that. It's showing how twisted it is. She should be hearing sirens, like, get out of here. But she's hearing violence, like it's all okay. And we have to do that sometimes whenever we're in bad situations. It is a way to cope. And it's how people have survived being prisoners of war, kidnapped, abused, people in concentration camps. I mean, it's throughout history, this is something that has been studied and has been seen. So I'm going to continue looking at it from that viewpoint. I think that it's important to understand and examine, but if it's just to glamorize violence, I'm not okay with it. Okay. Not saying that that's what she's doing.
Just to call me poison, like I was poison ivy. I could have died right then, 'cause he was right beside me. Jim raised me up.
I think she's saying there that she could have died right beside him because he wouldn't have helped her. She's saying he raised her up. I think Jim's the same person throughout the whole thing. Okay.
He hurt me, but he felt like true love. Jim taught me that loving him was never enough. It's ultraviolence, 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 ultraviolence. I can hear his siren, siren. He hit me and it felt like a kiss. I can hear violence, violence. Give me all of that ultraviolence. We could go back to New York. Loving you is really hard. We could go back to Woodstock. Well, they don't know who we are. Heaven is on earth. I would do anything for you, babe. Blessed is this union. Crying tears of gold like lemonade. I love you the first time, I love you the last time. Yo soy la princesa, comprende mis white lines. 'Cause I'm your jazz singer, and you're my cult leader. I love you forever, I love you forever. Which is ultraviolence.
Whoa. Is this about Jim Jones? The cult leader who convinced all those people to drink that poison that killed them? He would wake people up in the middle of the night, like a form of torture was sirens. All right, I'm probably like, that is my brain that goes to dark places whenever I've learned about cult leaders, because I really am fascinated by it. I am. Yeah. And I'm also like NXIVM, whatever, that recent one. I mean, I listened to the podcast, which I recommend you all do, called We Can Do Hard Things. And it's with Glennon Doyle and Abby Wambach and sister, Amanda Doyle. They interviewed a person that was pulled into NXIVM and really was a whistleblower. She was an awesome person, and anybody can get pulled into these things. Anyone, because there are specific tactics that are used that I think that Lana is pointing out here. a second. Jimmy only loves me when he want to get high. I think that she was talking about alcohol in that song. Maybe she's talking about alcohol here. That would make a lot of sense because it's like it really does treat you like shit. It will punch you in the face, it'll knock you out, it will make you black out, it will spend all your money, it will put you in situations that are really risky. And yet you can still come back for more because somehow the alcohol helps you escape. And it feels like love when it's not love. It really is just like a toxic relationship as well. So maybe she's talking about alcohol here, that this is what it was like for her. It's like sirens outside, like she could die from alcohol poison in her mouth, so she could die from alcohol poisoning. And you know that anytime you see somebody that you think might have alcohol poisoning or passed out from alcohol, you always want to lay them on their side, because alcohol depresses your gag reflex. So if you start to vomit, you can then choke on your vomit and die from that. And so she's saying he's laying right next to me but won't save me, because an alcohol bottle can sit right there but it can't help you. And so the sirens coming might be like violins, like, oh my gosh, somebody's stepping in to save me from the situation. I'm gonna go with that one. I think that that's probably more straight on. It is interesting if it's coming from the perspective of someone that's in the dark parts of an abusive relationship. Probably not about Jim Jones, the cult leader, but you know, there was also poison and sirens with him too. But yeah, does this make any sense to anybody? It feels very dark and it feels very complex, like a lot of her songs. You just kind of leave feeling a little uneasy. That's how I feel right now. Okay, I'm gonna go make myself some like hot tea and maybe do some breath work or something to just let go of this deep darkness that I feel like this song encapsulates. All right, thank you all for watching. Love you all.